Yo, what's up guys? Today we are reacting to Sweden. This video has been recommended so many times, so I can't wait to check it out. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, go subscribe to the creator's channel. The original link is in the description. And I can't wait to see what this is all about. The name of the video is Living in the Dark, Winters in Sweden. This is going to be fun. Midnight Sun and the Polar Night.
My name is Jonna, and I live in the north of Sweden.
Nice to meet you.
Sweden is a country with a lot of light.
Okay.
And it's also a country with a lot of darkness. It all depends on what season it is.
Oh. Wow, the visuals are stunning.
Just like many other countries in the northern hemisphere, there is a strong contrast in the light conditions between summer and winter. In the winter, it's dark almost all the time.
Whoa. 2 p.m. in the day. Wow. You know, that's something I can't imagine. Imagine spending months, I don't know how many, or weeks in the darkness. But I heard it's also a very good way of filming, right? So for film industries, it's awesome because during the summer you have like, I don't know, 20 hours of sun. So it's great for filming. But
and in
still,
the summer, it's light all the time.
11 p.m.
During the summer,
1
in the
a.m.
very north of Sweden, the sun never sets between the end of May until the middle of July. So you can see the sun 24 hours a day, and that is called the midnight sun.
I mean, I've heard of the midnight sun, but looking at it, it's a whole other experience when you're watching it, when you see that this is 1 in the morning and the sun is, whoa. That is insane. That is amazing. Sweden is a remarkable country.
And then, during the winter in the very north of Sweden, it's the opposite. For a couple of weeks, the sun never rises above the horizon, which means that there is no sunlight for about a month. And that is called the polar night.
Wow.
These extreme contrasts in light is caused by the rotation of the Earth in relation to the position of the sun. And the further north you go, the bigger the contrast. I live in the middle north of Sweden, and if I'm lucky and it's a clear sky, I can see the sun above the treetops for about an hour during the darkest time of the year.
Wow. But then again, from the images that she is showing, it's not complete darkness, so that's a plus, right?
It's the middle of the day, and this is how high the sun goes up now. It's just a little bit over the horizon, or over the trees.
But
that
winters like
remarkable.
This one, when it's been cloudy every day, I actually didn't see a glimpse of the sun for over a month.
And that's something that, you know, you guys need to be careful with, you know, vitamin D. I live in the UK, London, and we have a serious deficiency of vitamin D. So I can imagine, you know, how it works in the north of Sweden. You guys need to take some, you know, some vitamin D because the sun ain't there.
But just a few days ago, now in the beginning of January, I got to feel the sun on my face again.
This is the first glimpse of the sun that we see in over a month.
Oh.
Do you see this?
It must be a nice feeling.
And that feeling, when you begin to feel the sunlight again in January, is always overwhelming. It's like seeing the sun for the first time in your life.
That is insane. Living without the sun.
Even if it can be hard sometimes with these kinds of light conditions, I really love it and I would never want to change it. I think the light is never as beautiful as it is during these most extreme times of the year.
Sweden.
When it's summer, I usually change my rhythm and stay up all nights and then sleep in the forenoon instead.
Wow.
The light is so beautiful in the middle of the night, and as a filmmaker and photographer, it's like a dream to be out and capture the beauty of the bright nights of June.
Am I right? Am I right? I mean, imagine having light throughout the whole day. You can get a lot of work done. And it's interesting. She's a photographer, so she's taking advantage of it. But then what does she do during the dark seasons? You know, you gotta maybe travel to, I don't know, to get new pictures or something.
And then in the winter, even if we don't get so much sunlight, we at least get a few hours of twilight during the day. And that light is the most beautiful kind of daylight that I know.
It looks beautiful.
It's like experiencing a long sunrise without a sun.
Wow. Wow. It's kind of like pinkish, purplish, orangish.
And when it's a clear sky and the sun is rising just a tiny bit above the treetops, it spreads a soft and pink light all over the landscape.
Wow.
And that is beyond beautiful.
Man, the visuals look amazing, so I can't imagine seeing it with your own eyes.
Around 3 in the day, it's already getting dark, and it makes the evenings feel never-ending. But the darkness makes us see what is never visible in the light. Because actually, we do get sunlight from thousands of suns far, far away.
Wow.
I live in a place where there's no light pollution, and the night sky is breathtaking. And
Look
for
at
me,
that.
that is one of the reasons that I really love the winter here. And now and then, the sun sends us a greeting in the darkness.
Guys, I can't remember the last time that I saw stars. Think about it. When was the last time you saw stars? I mean, I live in a country, well, where light pollution is a real thing. I mean, man, it's been a while since I haven't seen the stars, honestly. When did you last see the stars? Think about it and answer me in the comments. Look at this star. This sky. Look at that.
Particles from storms on the surface of the sun comes traveling towards the Earth, colliding with our magnetic field and creating the Aurora Borealis, the northern lights that dances in the sky. I can never find the right words to describe how much I love to stand under the northern lights on a cold and dark winter night. I can take the darkness any day, as long as I get to see the stars and the northern lights. It makes it all worth it. But
Look
even
at
though
that.
there is so much beauty to find in these special kinds of light conditions that we have here in the north, I would lie if I said that it's always easy to live and adapt to them, because it's not. Well, the summer is easy. I don't think you can have too much light. The only thing that people often ask me is if it's harder to sleep when it's light all night. And for me personally, if I want to sleep during the night, I have no problem with that. And for those who do feel like it's a problem, it's easily fixed with some thick and dark curtains.
Yeah, blackout. Oh, look at the dog.
But the winter and the darkness is definitely much more challenging. And I can only speak from my own experience now.
Wow.
The lack of sunlight makes me more tired, and during the darkest and coldest months, between November and March, I sometimes struggle to keep the energy up. It's harder to get up in the morning when it's dark outside. Our body naturally want to wake up with the sun. And in the afternoon, I often get confused with the time, since the darkness makes it feel like it's much later than it actually is. And the lack of daylight makes me struggle more as a filmmaker, since I only have 1 hour of good light to film in a day, compared to the 24-hour of good light in the summer.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. If you don't have sunlight, I mean, photography is really hard because you naturally need light for the camera to get good pictures. Unless you're like, I don't know, it's gonna take a very long time for you to take one decent picture. But honestly, the way she is portraying this, this whole scenario, it feels like she is the last woman on Earth, because she's all alone. It's very interesting to see, and I'm very interested to know, like, how does she actually live? Does she have someone around? Does she live alone? Because it looks like she is really the last woman on Earth, the way that she's making this video go. Which is awesome, very independent woman here.
So the darkness combined with the cold makes
Oh,
things a bit
somebody
more
else just
challenging.
appeared.
And I know I'm not the only one struggling to keep up the energy during this time of the year.
It feels like I'm watching I Am Legend, her and her dog.
But of course, there's many things you can do to make the winters a little easier. I want to mention a few things that helps me adapt better to the lack of sunlight. For me personally, I think that the tiredness that I feel in the winter is the hardest part. The energy level is so low sometimes, and the cure to that is not always to sleep more. It can actually be to do the opposite.
Yes.
So I try my best to keep being active and moving my body as much as I can, and get as much daylight as possible. I go for long walks with my dog every day.
There
And
you
if
go.
the weather is good, I like to go out in the forest with my snowshoes and my camera, or go skiing. I also love to take ice baths. It's something I started doing a few years ago, combined with breathing exercises, using the Wim Hof method, and it has become my favorite way of boosting myself with new energy when I need it the most. Going into that freezing water is actually the last thing that my body wants to do in that moment. But putting myself into that kind of discomfort is awakening something in me that helps me reset my body. Believe it or not, but cold swims and cold showers has many good health benefits. It's not for everyone, of course, and it's important to get knowledge before trying an ice bath if you have never done it before. But for me, it has been a great source of energy and joy during the winter time.
You have to be really strong mentally to take cold showers. I used to take cold showers like 3 years ago. Actually, it was a very recurring thing. I used to take a lot of cold showers. And it is very, well, you get used to it after a while, but you need to be very brave, and you need to be in a mindset that is like a very strong mindset. Because it's very easy for you to think, you know what, I don't need this, and let me just take a hot shower. But honestly, I'm very impressed with this. I think this is the energy and the dedication and the drive that everybody wants to have and needs to have. I really, really respect the maker of this video, because she is driven, and that is amazing.
So, I really feel a big difference in my energy levels in the winter when I move my body in some way. It doesn't need to be a full workout, but just something, a little every day, that makes you feel alive. When we can't get enough energy from the sun, I think it's even more important to make sure that we get enough energy and nutrition from our food. Nature has so much to give us in the summer that we can harvest and save for the winter when we need it the most.
Okay, so there is someone next to her as well. I thought, oh, poor girl, she's gonna be lonely and stuff. She doesn't have family, friends, anyone, but I think she has some friends around. All natural
Here in the
food.
north, we have plenty of berries in the forest, So I like to pick tons of blueberries and lingonberries and put in the freezer so that we can
Oh,
eat
that's a
berries
nice
and
tool.
drink juice from berries every single day during the whole winter.
Wow. Those look very good. Fresh.
I also like to pick different herbs that are good for our health and dry them to make my own tea for the winter. One of my favorite teas to drink when it's cold and dark outside is simply made out of birch leaves. I pick them just as they begin to bloom in the spring, while they are still small and light green. And the tea smells and tastes just like how it smells like in the spring. And in the middle of the winter, I think it feels so comforting to have a piece of the spring to remind you of the wonderful time to come when everything is blooming and the birds are singing again. And of course, I also take vitamin D supplements
Oh,
since we
there you
don't
go.
get anything from the sun in many months.
There you go. Sometimes we don't, we don't think of it. We're like, hey, why am I so low on energy and what's going on? But guys, if you don't have enough sunlight, vitamin D is essential. So, you know, she knows what she's doing. I like it.
Even though that would never replace the sun, I
Yeah.
believe it can help a little bit. The list of things you can do to handle the darkness is endless. These were just to mention a few, but I think that the most important thing of all is to accept and adapt to the cycles of nature. I definitely feel a big difference in the energy during summer and winter, both in nature and in myself. And that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong, it's just different. I think the winter and the darkness can cause a lot of unnecessary suffering when we are trying to force ourselves to feel the same as we do in the summer. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel lack of inspiration. And it's okay to need more sleep and to let things slow down.
As long as you get back on that horse.
A flower would never force itself to bloom in the cold winter. So why would we?
Learn from
This way
nature.
of thinking changed my way of dealing with the different seasons. I love the winters just as much as I love the summers. They both have their own benefits and challenges. And I think it gets much easier when we let go and accept what we feel instead of fighting it, and accept the cycles in nature and the cycles in ourselves and learn to live with it, like a dance.
This is very traditional clothing, I think.
So this is how it is to live with the light and the darkness in the north of Sweden, from my perspective. The extreme contrasts in light also creates a bigger contrast to the seasons, and they all have their own beauty. I love the constantly changing seasons, and that you can see and feel how the light changes a little bit for every single day that goes by. The beautiful balance of light and darkness is my greatest source of inspiration, and it makes every day feel new and different.
Amazing. I honestly love the editing on this. Thank you so much for watching. Wow, Sweden. You know, that last scene, I actually have a question. There's a lot of pollen, and it can get you irritated. How does that work? I mean, because we like here in London, sometimes when there's a lot of pollen in the air, we don't even see it. But then the images that I saw, there was like a lot. You know, I guess she's not allergic, but guys, this was a very intriguing video, very well made, very well edited. The narration was on point. I really enjoy these type of videos, and it teaches us a little bit more about Sweden, about countries in general. This one particularly was about Sweden, and you know, I've been watching a lot of Swedish videos, especially because you guys are recommending me them, and you can keep on recommending me videos about Sweden and your culture, and I would really be interested in learning. But if you want me to react to another country, let me know in the comments down below as well. But this is a very nice, well-made video, so go follow the creator. The link is in the description, and I really, really enjoyed every single aspect of this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. So I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you have anything that you want me to know about your country, let me know in the comments down below, starting with where are you from, because I really want to know where you guys are from and where you're watching and what you guys are, what you guys are thinking of the videos. And that's it. See you in the next video. Take care now. Bye bye.